unity and development of the family. I am always Ongma Helen Odele, and it's a pleasure to be here with you right now.
Happy celebration to the men and boys who truly deserve to be celebrated. The word of C. Joe Bell resonates here, and I quote, manhood is defined and decided by the ability to nurture and protect, by the capability to provide and to sustain. I am Chizobam, and I'm happy to be here with you.
The men who truly deserve to be celebrated, who truly are men, the real men.
Chizobam, I sure will take you up on that much later. But for now, I am John Senaya, and you are watching Today with John and Helen Live. Welcome to a package that promises you top-notch conversation and deep insights into success stories, success secrets, entertainment, and more. We're all set to get engaged and refreshed. If you are, that is.
So, what is in our goodie bag this week? Stay with us after the break and you will find out. Let's take a break now.
Thanks for staying with us. Today, we shall take a closer look at workplace politics with the dynamic and seasoned human resource professional.
Is it too early to strategize for better and more rewarding business in the new year? Certainly not. Business repositioning for the year 2024 is on our lineup. The task of getting us to speed, with this topic falls on one with a track record of success in this terrain.
Also, on my segment, which is dedicated to the sustainability and growth of our culture and values, the searchlight today is on community cinemas, how Nollywood hits its 1 billion naira mark. It's a discussion I shall be having with Musa Alabi, CEO of Nollywire. It is going to be a conversation that you cannot afford to miss.
All right, and so don't forget the other offerings that gives Today with John and Helen Live its top rating as the favorite of the family. Dolly Phillips is available to help us get busy in the gym.
A must-watch package, you will agree. We shall take another break. When we return, John and Helen will be ready to engage our first guest, Mobayo Leo Shomo. Don't go away.
My name is Adejokela Sisi. I'm the founder and creative director of Planet 3R. At Planet 3R, we convert textile and plastic waste into eco-friendly products. The motivation actually came from a rural community in Ibadan here. Whenever it rains, the whole place, people will not be able to go inside the community. If it rains overnight, people will not be able to go to school, they will not be able to go to work. Anytime the water now goes away, you now realize a lot of waste. And I was like, this is actually the root cause of this problem, improper waste management system. Then I look at it that, what can we do to solve this problem? And that was how I started using the weaving skill that I've acquired from my mom since I was 9 years old. Then I started using it to weave those waste to now make sure that we now convert them into beautiful items like bags, shoes, even clothing. I actually participated at Womenpreneur Season 3, that was 2021. One of the things I really gained at that time was business development. It's not just about the talent now or having to know how to convert the waste or having the idea, but to be able to put it into a successful business. I really appreciate what Access Bank is doing for entrepreneurs. Let us now say women now, because most of the time women don't really have much of these advantages. I love the fact that there's an initiative for women. I want to encourage you to make sure that you go and apply honestly. Your life will not remain the same again.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 they pay.
Okay, you're still watching Today with John and Helen live on Plus TV Africa, and I'm so excited because we're still celebrating our men. Now, do you know that right now, far away in Kebbi State, at the Emir's Palace in Argungu, 100 young girls, female orphans, are being given out in marriage? Yes, this arrangement is in fulfillment of both his religious obligations and sympathy to female children in his constituency who have lost their parents, so says the benefactor, Honorable Sani Yakubu Noma, a member of the House of Representatives who represents, of course, Arugungu and Augi at the National Assembly. Now, this is the 21st century, John, and mass marriages of young girls arranged by an educated man, in quote, seem to be in vogue.
What can I say, Helen? No comment. Are these marriages a byproduct of love and affection, or what? You know, that is politics to a large extent, if you ask me. Well, to one of our main concerns today, navigating politics in the workplace. Let's meet the expert in the field. I'd rather do that.
Okay. You bypassed that issue.
I did.
Heavy,
no comment.
Heavy on my chest, heavy
no
on
comment.
my mind. But
no
I'll let
comment.
you go.
Yes.
I'll let you go. Now, our first guest is Mobayon Lee Osomo. She's a certified human resource professional with over 20 years of cognitive experience in human resource management, business management, and analytics. She's an executive member, Chartered Institute of Personal Management, Nigeria, and lead consultant at Ari Atlas Limited. Ari Atlas Limited is a business consulting firm with focus on strategy, HR, and operations consulting. Now, you are welcome to the conversation on Today with John and Helen.
Thank you.
Mobayon Lee, awesome name.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're filled with a lot of joy.
With a lot of joy,
I'm not sure I've heard it anywhere else.
Very, very unique name. Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
Well, there's politics everywhere, so good you could join us in our quest to understand specifically the politics in the workplace. And that's why Mobayon Lee is here with us today. So we're going to quickly move on with the questions. Because like Helen said, you know, she has a few things on her chest.
Okay.
Yeah. So Helen, you want to ask the first question?
I can go on. I can go first. Ladies first.
Well, workplace, securing the loyalty of management in the workplace can be, it's a journey, really. So it's not something that you can just secure like that. You gradually build it. It's an intentional journey of building a reputation of performance, a reputation of high-level competence, high-level contributions, you know, towards the organizational growth. So if you want to catch someone's attention, for example, maybe in a classroom setting, right, and you want to catch, you want to be known as the best student, you have to put your best foot forward. You're continuously working. And I think one of the things that affect a lot of people when we get into the workplace is that they forget, they forget the reason or the purpose why we're in the workplace.
Sure.
So once you get that job, you've done your best in getting the job, and then you get the job and you relax. You relax and you're not putting your best foot forward anymore. So it becomes a thing of competition or unhealthy competition when you begin to see other people do so much better than you are doing. But for you to secure the loyalty of management, so management will definitely put in, you know, good word for someone who is pulling their weight, someone who's making good contribution, someone who is helping the organization in terms of expansion, in terms of growth, you know, and not a fighter. You have to be a very good team collaborator while you're there as well. So those are things that management will look out for when they are trying to, you know, probably sponsor an employee, as it were.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, that's, I mean that sheds a lot of light on that issue because it's one that's really concerned us a lot. Now, I'd like to know, what should employees do in the case of favoritism and being passed on for maybe for promotions and so on?
That's dicey when when it comes to but you know, a lot of times we have these things in our minds and in our heads that this person is probably more favored, and it may not be the situation. Okay. So in a case like that, first off, you need to assess the situation correctly, with objectivity, to be sure that this other person or these other people are being favored above me, and I have been passed intentionally for this promotion and all, you know, something like that. So you want to probably compare, you want to investigate, you want to probably speak to your line manager in that situation to say, I thought I was going to be considered. I'm a performer, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, so I always say something, document as much as possible your accomplishments. And the words of, you know, the encouragement or the good thumbs up you've gotten along the line, document as much as possible. So in a situation like this, you have facts to advocate, you know, your case, saying, I did well with this, I delivered on this, I delivered on this. Why was I passed over? So if it's a thing of, oh, we have a policy that says you have to be certified in this, or you have to have this level of exposure or experience, the question then is, why wasn't I told? Right? Why wasn't I told that, oh, this is it, but I mean, I've been getting the thumbs up, I've been getting the thumbs up and all of that. Why is it now that you're telling me I don't qualify? Okay. So at that point, you're saying, can the company make an exception? Because I have put this fault, it's no longer my fault, it's now, so we have to be able to, negotiation now needs to come in and all of that, but you have to always manage it well. Don't throw tantrums at work. Don't react, respond to the situation so that that does not backfire.
I got that. Don't react, respond to the situation. Which means that responding is a more positive way to address issues like this rather than reacting to it. Okay, so we hear that the workplace politics can become very toxic and diabolical sometimes. Is this true? And what could be the consequences, you know, for the achievement of the objectives of that work environment?
You know, when the workplace becomes diabolical, you have to ask yourself, what's more important, my life or the job? From where I stand from, that is what I will do. And I'm going to say, so, I mean, you don't want to be packing your chairs to go home when you're leaving work because you're
really
scared.
Becomes diabolical.
I mean, I don't want to believe, I don't want to believe that. I haven't been in environments where it's gotten, I have heard of such, right? I haven't been in an environment where that has been, but my question will always be, what is more important to you? The job
or your life?
Or your life? Would you want, how much would you possibly pay me that will make me sacrifice? Yeah, I mean, I think life in itself requires a lot of prayers. Me adding prayers for people in my workplace is not particularly what I want to add to the table.
The answer is very obvious, my life, but it's not that easy, you know, to just pack your bags and leave, especially if you have nothing else waiting for you.
Waiting for you. And I understand that the economic situation might be tough, financial situation might be tough, and all of that, but you also have to still consider what you take home from there, right? It's a dicey one because I'm not in everybody's shoes, so I'm not going to be able to take the decision for everyone, which is why I said from where I stand, for me, I will take my life first. But in a situation where you think you don't have anything to do, you don't have any other choice, because, so diabolical means it's not tangible. It's not something HR can work with to say, I have proof.
No evidence.
To say, this is actually going on. So how do you want to manage that? You know, you can only speculate and say, I feel like this person is doing this, or and you're accusing people right out. So it's a really big deal for you to, so you want to carefully manage that
Yes.
and see how you want to deal with that.
And
So it's going to be
indeed,
a personal decision, really.
I think that's a topic on its own.
On its own, exactly.
Because a lot of people would believe it or think it's real, while so many of us are still like, what, really?
Yeah.
This just happened?
Yeah.
You know?
I guess it's reality for some other person's,
Also,
you know,
So
world.
we should allow,
so
allow that.
in that case, I'll just say probably try to be more creative in terms of what else can I do aside this job, and start looking for an exit plan, really, as much as you can.
Yeah, but maybe we should now look at career goals, you know, setting your career goals. You know, how important is it in avoiding maybe getting a career, you know? How important is career goal setting?
I think it's very important.
And when do you start?
Well, so career goal setting is very important. There's no particular time to start because sometimes you don't know what you want, right? Earlier on, and then later on it begins to get clearer. Probably by the time you get into your first job or second job, you're like, okay, I think this is what I want to major in. But the moment you begin to know, okay, this is what I want to do, then you should have a goal for yourself. So in life, even though it's not clear, you should have a goal for yourself of what you want to be in life. So that gives you clarity, it gives you focus. It makes you know what I want to work towards, right? And you're not distracted. So I'm on this path, and my colleague is being promoted to do this. Oh, wow, nice. But you know this is your path. So you don't get distracted because somebody else has gone to do this. You focus on what you have. And like that, you know how you want to plan your journey. What types of trainings you want to take, what type of courses, what type of extra, you know, things you want to get into, and all of that. So goals in general, or objectives in general, is very, very important. And when it comes to your profession or to your career, it guides you towards, it's not only your short-term achievements, but your long-term achievements.
But you see, as a boy, as a young boy, I always wanted to be a diplomat.
Oh, interesting.
And then circumstances moved me into communication. So what's the role of circumstances, I mean, your environment, in all of this,
in all of
setting
that.
your career goals?
I mean, so it's there. We can't ignore it, right? I mean, I've had people who, there was a lady we employed at some point who had gone into medical school. So she had done her first degree in medicine, gone to medical school, but she wanted accounting. Of course, her father had a fit over the fact that she left, you know, medicine to come into accounting. So what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say that there are times that we have ideas and dreams, you know, and circumstances or situations or passion sometimes lets us, takes us away from the path that we are. But there's no waste. That's one thing I know. So you may have started out on another path and you've ended up in another path. So I'm a business consultant today. I didn't set out 20 years ago to say, oh, I'm going to be a business consultant. But with my experience over the years, connecting the dots and everything, it took me on a journey, right? So we do all have a journey, and we know that circumstances sometimes takes us here and there, but it's not wasting. So it's what you, at the end of the day, do with all the experiences, the exposures you've had, and how you can now make something tangible out of it.
Perfect. And by the way, John, it's not late to be a diplomat.
To still be a diplomat, actually,
I studied French for that purpose.
Oh, that's a ball. I understand a bit of French, just a little bit.
French up to certificate.
Oh, that's
I've been in
excellent.
this communication turf or
I
terrain.
think you have
really?
a path, actually.
So all hopes are not lost.
No.
Okay. Coming from the business consultant. All right.
We'll talk.
Okay, so in any organization, you know, that's worth its salt, the HR department is very important.
Yes,
it's
it
like
is.
the eye of management, and there's the department that is constantly watching you know, like the Big Brother thing,
Yeah.
watching everything that's going on. So how does HR play, you know, what role does HR play in helping employees navigate workplace politics, especially the ones that have gone toxic?
So HR, like you said, is the eye of the management. HR is a very important department to have, and they are the advocates in terms of creating, you know, a suitable workplace for employees, and developing trying to build a mutually beneficial environment for both the organization and the people in it. And HR can support the employees a lot by the policies they put in place and enforcing those policies. They can act as counselors. They can act, do, EAP programs where, employees are able to speak. Okay. If you don't feel like you're safe speaking with people internally, you can speak with other people and all of that. So in a toxic environment, you're probably choosy about who you want to talk to, because HR, has to be able to earn your trust. Okay. You understand? So, but in some cases, you probably want to talk to someone else outside of HR. And, so having the EAP is very good. And HR acting as, an anonymous board, right, is also very good, because employee needs to feel safe that when I come to HR, my matter will be taken up, but it's not going to be used against me, and I'm not going to become a victim of circumstance because I spoke with you. So policies are very, very important in the workplace, and that's HR's responsibility, and enforcing the company culture, a culture that somehow has, a better impact, a more positive impact than the toxic one. And, when people know that there are policies in place that will probably punish the offender, people are more cautious in, taking certain actions.
Yeah, and indeed, one of the circumstances that you're talking about could be your gender.
Could be gender,
yes. So tell us, what role does gender play in the options available to employees, who are caught up in this politics?
In this kind of things. Well,
because I'm a man or because
I'm a lady. Well, so if you're gonna, we probably have more of ladies fall into that category of, okay, so because I'm a lady. So for example, probably when you're driving.
So we are made to be.
Okay, so let me say, when you're driving, for example, and you just have it at the back of your mind that she's a lady. She reacted that way because she's a lady. Let her pass, she's a lady, kind of thing.
So that's the mindset
That's
of ladies.
Gender bias right there. And you do have that sometimes in the workplace.
Yeah.
So if a lady, so for example, perception of assertiveness in the workplace. If a lady is assertive and is telling you, establishes, boundaries and tells you, you don't cross this line with me, I'm sorry. And with all due respect, but I will not be able to do this and all of that. You tag that lady as aggressive. But whereas when a man says, no, you can't do this, or may not even be as polite as that, he's tagged as a confident man, so you have that bias, you have that, and sometimes you have associations or mentoring, programs in workplace for women, and the men, are not included. So sometimes it can actually go either ways, in terms of gender and all of that. But I think the ladies have it harder or more difficult.
Always have it harder.
Always. That's debatable.
It's debatable. I say that because, so if you're my superior and you're trying to get intimate, right? For a guy, you won't do that. For a lady, you probably do that, and she's going to be thinking, do I say no? Do I say no and get fired? Do I, so there are things that she's constantly battling with and all of that. But I always say you have to be strategic. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you have to be very strategic. The moment, for example, you notice that your boss is a little, how about your meetings, let it be group meetings. So you don't even have to tell your colleague anything is going on. And sometimes the mistake we do is we talk too much in the workplace and think we're building friendship.
And they get back to the bosses.
And it gets back, you understand? So you can say, oh, Helen, you know the project we were working on, have you given your feedback yet? I'm like, oh, no. Oh, can we go together? I think mine is ready. It's just a way to, like, I don't want to be alone in the room.
Stay safe.
With this, just stay safe. So you just have to know how to, maneuver your way and, in a very strategic manner and, just play safe as much as you can.
It's just a steep price to pay for this beautiful, intelligent.
And it shouldn't be.
And it shouldn't be, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Really, yes.
Okay, so right now Nigeria is suffering brain drain, so we believe. So also are all the businesses. Now, what structure must businesses put in place, to curb this loss? So much.
So I think this is, so it's going on everywhere, the brain drain is going on everywhere. And for businesses, so organizations can't exist alone.
Yeah.
We know that we need people to execute, to interpret our visions and our dreams. So we know we need people. So we have to think outside the box. What can we do, right? Something is attracting these people to go outside. What then can we do to retain them? So you're looking at attracting you're attracting professionals, talents, right? You attract them and you have to also retain them. So you have to look at your whole recruitment process and what are you going to give them to make them stay with you. So you're looking at your compensation packages. How about introduce things like, exchange programs, right? So if you're a multinational, for example, and you have headquarters in different places, how about you introduce, things like you go for a 3-month exchange program in another state or environment and all that, because people are just looking for new things. And we work remotely now. COVID has opened our eyes to a lot of technology and a lot of possibilities whereby people can work from anywhere. So why are bosses or businesses today still insisting on people coming to work every day? So you want to keep this talent, but you know that if you continue to say 9 to 5, you're going to lose them, right? So how about introduce hybrid, introduce remote, and all of that, do shifts and pay well. Now, you know that you can sit at home and earn in dollars by working with another organization. So introduce, compensation packages and good perks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final word with her? We're almost.
I would have talked about, cross-pollination, because this brain drain thing, even from the United States or other countries, you still have brains draining to other places.
Yes.
But we won't
delve into that right now.
Because we're running out of time. Yeah.
All right. So my final question is, every human being is a political animal, we assume. So we're talking about politics in the workplace at this moment. Is it the same thing like the politics we experience? Is there a difference? And
politics generally, it's not different. It's how we play it that is different. Politics generally, so in every group or organization, you have the formal and the informal. The politics, organizational politics or group politics, is not really about the formal that you see. It's the informal. It's the things written in between the lines that people cannot see or read. It's your relationship, you building a social capital, you building a network of relationships, and how you manage it. You understand your level of expertise and competence, how you make it work for you in the environment that you are. So yes, exactly.
And that is what human relationship is all about.
Is all about.
Okay, so the workplace is a real theater where the gladiators all assemble.
Yeah.
For many who are not prepared, it's regrets all the way. So, well, I want to say thank you so much for putting these much-needed tools in our hands and for coming.
Thank you. Indeed, many have been so deflated, having been submerged in the politics of the workplace.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been hurt. And with the insight from our first guest, you, of course, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to have been of help.
Okay.
That was navigating politics in the workplace. We shall take a breather here. And when we return, it will be time to turn the heat on Victor Udom in what I envisage will equal a masterclass as we dissect our next topic. Stick around. There's so much to gain. See you in a bit.
Sometimes, it's not just the distance we travel. It's the gaps we close. It's not the things we buy. It's the memories we create. Sometimes, it's beyond the places we go. It's the connections we make. Not just the things we taste. It's the taste of things to come. And it's never a question of if, but when. Because life is always just a bit better with American Express. Introducing the Access Bank American Express Gold Card and the Metal Platinum Card, now available through Access Bank.
All right, we're back with the assurance that you're still there with us. Now, business repositioning for the new year is a very important topic, knowing how many entrepreneurs have failed to up their skill this year. Now, business in year 2024 must be better for every single one of you out there. So to get there, we must be intentional and adequately prepared.
And we say that all the time. So, to take us through our search for answers is a copywriter, communications professional, and CEO, Boxstop Media. Our guest has a proven record of driving innovative media campaigns and elevating brand visibility. He has over the years been able to successfully execute media campaigns for top brands, thereby strengthening brand image with significant business growth. With a BSc in accounting from the University of Calabar, my first question to him will be, where is the link? Bachelor's in accounting and your present place of interest, Victor Udom. He's our next guest. Let's get cracking, Victor. Business repositioning for the new year. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And,
perfect timing, Victor. I can't wait to shoot my first question. That will be after you have answered John's question.
No problem. So, I mean, in life, you have to account for anything you do. So, I guess I had my 4 years of learning how to account.
How to account for what you're doing now.
Okay, so 2023 has been a great year.
Oh, yes,
in quote, great year. Give us 3 must-dos for businesses looking to smash the game in 2024.
So for 2024, businesses who are looking to smash the game is you need to leverage on partnership. We all know how the economy has dwindled in 2023, and a lot of businesses had to take a hit unexpectedly. So for 2024, businesses need to learn to collaborate, especially the small businesses, because visibility isn't as cheap as it used to be, so to speak. So for small businesses who are just starting, you need to learn to collaborate rather